y'all.
Hi.
Welcome to another episode of Putting Our Business in the Streets. I'm Demia, the mother.
I'm Imani, the daughter.
And happy Saturday.
Yeah.
It's cloudy, about to be very windy. My voice all of a sudden. Day here in Philadelphia. We've been out and about in these streets. And now we are home, sipping on some eggnog. And y'all, if y'all don't know about this Pennsylvania Dutch, it is thebomb.com. This is the first year that I've tried this peppermint bark. And before Imani gives you the description of what this tastes like, there's a regular eggnog that they came out with first, but now they have flavors. I think there's a pumpkin spice, and then there's this peppermint bark. I remember seeing it last year, but I never got it, but I picked it up a couple days ago. And as you can see,
isn't there a caramel one?
It might be. I don't know. But I've seen plain peppermint and I've seen pumpkin. But it's very, very good. I would recommend it.
It is pretty good. I don't like the regular eggnog. This is clearly an alcoholic beverage.
Yes.
And like regular, like non-alcoholic eggnog I love.
My favorite.
Yeah, my grandma gets me some every year. But the regular alcoholic one I don't like, but the peppermint one is actually pretty good. I like it.
And tell them how you said it tastes.
Well, I described
it.
Okay, so I said when you first sip, you get regular eggnog. Then once it hits your tongue and actually settles in your taste buds, you get the peppermint, and then as it goes down your throat, it's like peppermint bark. Like, it's just opens up. Like, it's just so minty.
She was trying to explain it to my mother today, and that's what she told her. It reminded her of. But very good. I would recommend it if you want, like, a holiday.
Mm-hmm.
A holiday
But for some
beverage.
reason, people don't like peppermint like that, which I didn't know. Because two of our cousins came yesterday, and both of them was like, oh, peppermint, no.
And my mom was like, mm-mm.
Yeah, and I'm like, what's up with peppermint?
I was like, what's wrong with peppermint? And there's a peppermint bark. Remember we made the peppermint
Okay, I don't like
bark.
actual
That was a lot of
peppermint bark. And that's why I feel like this is so pepperminty, because it's peppermint bark.
I feel like it's that pepperminty.
It is. Because peppermint bark is way more pepperminty than just peppermint. Like, if this was just peppermint, I think it just would have been like a little mint.
Gotcha.
But the peppermint bark, they're like, yeah, you're gonna.
Well, I like it, and I'm sure
I like it too.
that
It smells
it's
good.
only $3.55, so the rest of this
good.
will be going today because it just tastes so good. So, Imani, on a scale of 1 to 10, how are you feeling today?
I guess I could put myself at a 9. Got my hair done, if you couldn't tell.
She got up early this morning and got that hair done.
My appointment was at 8 o'clock.
Did you not have an alarm set?
No, I did. Okay. I didn't feel like arguing with you, so I just said okay. But I was literally about to get out of bed.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Thanks, Mom. You're welcome, Imani. It was 7:20 and I heard no movement. And I'm like, but she said her appointment is at 8. But anyway.
But we also don't live that far. And I knew I could get away with being a tad bit late, although I was there at 7:58. And
was she there?
No, she was a little late. As soon as I got on my Uber, she was like, I'm going to be a couple minutes late. But Miss Dina was there. So
okay.
I was able to, because then I was like, wait, is nobody there? But it was inside. But
very good.
Yeah, I got my hair done. I'm about to go to homecoming. Life is pretty good, so yeah, I'm a 9.
Good. She went out to eat today. Her favorite thing to do.
Yeah.
So that was good.
When I was eating with you, you made it seem like I went out.
Yeah.
I went out to
eat
with
got
her
fed today.
and my grandma.
You got fed today.
Yeah.
I would say on a scale, I'm about a 9. I could even say a 10. I don't have a reason not to say 10.
10.
I think sometimes I feel like, yeah. So I'm in a good mood.
Where did you get them earrings from? Because I have the same ones.
I think I got them from Janae through Paparazzi.
So those aren't mine?
No.
Oh.
Why, you can't find them?
I don't really wear them.
Oh. No, they're mine. And how about one day at work, Sam was like, ooh, those are good. Did so-and-so get them for you? And I was like, girl,
Please.
No.
First of all,
she was like,
she had like them some real diamonds.
Right, she did. And she thought they were. I said, girls, these were like $5.
Right.
And she was like, for real? I said, yeah. And I said, and if he had bought me something, I wouldn't be wearing them here. But yeah.
Why wouldn't you wear them there? He don't work there.
I don't know. I don't know if I would wear that at work. with the type of work that I do. I don't know. Anyway, you never know.
Earrings.
But anyway, no. Well, if they are yours, but I don't think they are. But double check it.
I mean, I don't wear them anyways.
So then I need to see where yours are so I can take them.
No. Because now I'm gonna wear them.
Because you see I like these heart ones that you have. Did I get you them?
No, ma'am. I did. Kate Spade.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, I like that combo.
Remember I got it for like dumb cheap? And I was like, I wonder if it's actually real.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it is. Because you know how like Coach has Coach Outlet?
Mm-hmm.
Theirs is called Kate Spade Surprise.
Oh, okay.
But now they changed the name to Kate Spade Outlet. So I was like, okay, it is an outlet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But you know they're made by two totally different people. Okay, anyway.
They shine in the light.
Only because, when I used to work at Coach, I know Coach is different than Coach Outlet.
But it's still Coach.
Yes.
Isn't it?
It is kind of
Isn't it like old stuff or like out of season?
But they're not owned by the same people because you can't buy something at Coach Outlet and return it at Coach.
I mean, yeah.
They're and what you find at Coach, you're not going to find at Coach Outlet.
Yeah,
and
I
vice
know,
versa.
but I thought the point was just to get like cheap, get it for cheaper.
And it's cheaper materials. The materials are completely different.
Well, it looks a little better than a lot of my earrings, and I've gotten many compliments.
But I'm not saying, my
necklace.
It
but
is.
This
it's very
was
pretty.
a set, and it was like $30.
It's pretty. I like it.
Thanks.
I like it a lot. So today's topic that I wanted to discuss, and this is something that when I heard it, I immediately thought of you because you've mentioned this before.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think we've talked about it recently, so I'm just curious to know what your experience has been recently.
Mm-hmm.
So Terrell Owens, he's a football player. I don't know if he's retired, if he got fired. I don't know what his story is with the NFL. But he was interviewed recently, and he made a comment saying that he's a black football player, ex-football player. Again, I don't know if he's retired, ex or not. I don't know if he's ex or not.
Just
he
say
could
he's
still
a
be playing.
black football
He's a
player.
football player.
Because I think that he's still a football player.
So he was quoted, and he was being interviewed recently, I think by another football player. We don't know the context of why the subject came up. So I didn't review it enough to find out the context of why he said it, and I don't think it matters why he said it. But he said that he doesn't date black women because when he was in high school, or even just growing up for that matter, black women didn't find him attractive. They thought he was
college
scrawny, but then even he was still talking about when he was growing up. He was scrawny. He was, I don't know if he said he was ugly, but he just wasn't attractive, or black women didn't find him attractive. So he's never dated black women. So I'm assuming he was probably teased. He was probably called names. He was probably all of that. So he has just chosen throughout his life to date white women. So I was just very curious to hear you. And immediately when I think of, because this is a form of colorism, right? Or is that completely?
It is colorism.
Right, so it's colorism. And
when it happens within the black community, it's colorism.
Right. And that's something that I've never experienced.
Because it can happen in other communities.
But I remember hearing you talk about it, and we've had conversations about it before. And even just the first time I even heard about it, it was like, what? You even think? Or that has even happened to you. Not saying I don't know your experience on whether or not someone's never approached you or wanted to date you because of your skin color.
I mean, I'm sure that's happened.
So I'm just curious to know your experience. Well, first of all, let me just comment with Terrell Owens. I can't speak on his experience. I can't speak on his truth. If that's his truth and that's how he chooses to live his life, live your life, be great. But it saddens me to hear that anybody would be, it used to be a time when I was growing up, we only wanted to date light-skinned brothers. Like, light skin was it. Light skin was better than dark skin. But I didn't omit dark-skinned people because they were dark-skinned. It was just, how you are. But when I was coming up, most of the singers that we had, El DeBarge, I'll Be Sure, Christopher Williams, they were all light-skinned with the pretty hair, so that was like our heartthrobs during that time period. Mm-hmm. But then New Edition came out. They were all brown-skinned, dark-skinned. We fell in love with all of them, kind of things. So again, I think it really is just what's, for me coming up and what my experience has been, it was just what was hot at the moment. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So I guess I just wanted to hear your take on it.
I have a lot to say.
Hence the reason why we're drinking.
For those of you who may have never watched, so you don't know what I look like, I always consider myself brown skin.
Right.
Not that I have any problem being recognized as dark skin, but most people say I'm dark skinned.
And I've never seen that. Mm-hmm.
You think I'm brown?
Mm-hmm.
I do too.
Mm-hmm.
Granted, I love my skin color, okay? Mm-hmm. So if you want to consider me dark skin, cool. If you want to consider me brown skin, cool. Obviously, though, I'm not light skin at all. Like, you would either consider me brown skin. I'm definitely darker skinned, if not dark skinned. Because, you know, like, Egypt is brown skin, but she's lighter than me. But, like, Egypt, most people consider me dark skin.
And you consider me?
I don't know. You're, like, in the middle. But I feel like if you had to put you in a category, because it's still a spectrum. Mm-hmm. But if I had to put you in a category, I would say you're light skin. I don't know. Maybe you're brown.
Because what's my mom?
She's light skinned, but there's different shades. This is what I'm saying. Like, there's a spectrum.
The hue and all of that. Gotcha.
Yeah, because then,
I would consider my mom light skinned, me brown skin, and you just a darker brown skin, but I don't consider you a dark skinned girl.
And I think you're a darker light skin.
Yeah, so that's how I would say it.
Mm-hmm. But for sake of category.
Now that you get tanned,
then
it's a whole nother story.
Yeah.
But
okay, so my experience, I've talked about this on my channel, my YouTube channel, but it was like years ago. Mm-hmm. But my experience as I'll just say I'm dark skinned. As a dark skinned girl, I've always been told you're pretty for a dark skin. So it wasn't that people didn't find me attractive. They didn't find my skin color attractive.
And was this in high school, grade school?
When I think back on it, it's middle school.
Okay.
Where I got those type of comments. I could have been earlier. I just don't remember. I probably would have remembered, because I remember stuff like that. Like, I remember who said it to me, what they said. Like, it was middle school.
Right.
So yeah, I always got that, like, oh yeah, you're pretty, but like, you're pretty for a dark skin. And you know, when people say that, that implies that dark skins are normally not pretty or not attractive, but you are. So now you're like surprised, as if just because I have darker skin, I'm not capable of being attractive.
Right.
So in middle school, basically, I don't really remember. It was, people would say that stuff to me, but like, one thing that stuck out to me, and it doesn't really bother me now, because that's just how your body is made, and even like light skinned people have this on them too. You know how certain parts of you are darker than others, like your elbow or something like that. And somebody like commented, I had on like flip flops one time, and they commented on my pinky toe. And they're like, why is your pinky toe so dark?
Why are you looking so hard at my pinky toe?
Like my pinky toe.
Hey, what the heck?
Yeah.
And obviously you find me attractive that you looking so hard at my pinky toe.
And
that's all you could say. That's all you could comment on.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Go ahead. I digress.
So yeah, that's the only like actual comment I remember being made against me. But other than that, I mean, I've never been approached by a white person ever. And I'm not about to sit and act like it's not because of the color of my skin. It could just be the very well fact that I am black, but I think it's also because I'm darker. Because there's white men, and I'm not saying white men don't date black people. We know this. Or don't date dark-skinned girls. But at the end of the day, the country itself favors light-skinned people over dark-skinned people, which is where colorism comes from. Is rooted from racism. So if you don't know the definition of colorism means that...
We should have looked it up.
Well, I know I'm not going to say it like the best terms, but basically it's like how racism, like black people can't be racist because we're not the oppressor. I technically cannot be a colorist because I'm not the superior race that people like. Light-skinned people, lighter-skinned people are favored more than dark-skinned people. So me, technically, by definition, I can't be a colorist. Now, do the people come for light-skinned people as well? Yes. But by definition, that's not colorism.
Colorism definition: prejudice or discrimination against individuals with a dark skin tone, typically among people of the same ethnic or racial group.
And the reason why I say it's rooted from racism is because white people always favored the lighter black skinned people. The light skinned people was in the house, while the dark skinned people was outside. Not saying we both wasn't doing work, but you know. So then then it comes within your community, you still have that same mindset. Like light skinned people are this way, dark skinned people are that way. But since it's within the same ethnic group, it's colorism. Because it can happen for Latinos, not just black people, like any group. So, yeah, that's my experience with colorism.
That was in middle school and high school, you said?
Middle school.
Middle school. You haven't experienced it since then?
Colorism, no. Racism?
Yeah, racism, yes. And you saying that someone said to you, you're pretty to be a dark-skinned girl? Is that how you said it?
Multiple people. Like, that was the one, like, a lot of people said that to me. Like, wow, you're pretty for a dark-skinned girl.
I remember saying to someone once, you dress so nice to be tall.
And they probably remember that to this day.
And I remember the first time you told me that comment, I remember thinking back to her, and I wish I could find her and apologize. Because I didn't say it out of minutes. I didn't say it.
Nobody ever says it out of anything. Right. But it's still rude.
It is rude.
Because
and I was just
ignorant.
It's
rooted in arrogance. Ignorance is what I was about to say, yeah.
I just always just like, because you know how sometimes, I don't know if I should say this a lot, but you know how sometimes when people are really, really tall, like their pants are short or something like that, I just always felt like she just dressed nice. But I guess I didn't have to add for a tall person. So I don't know if I was saying before, like, all tall people didn't dress nicely.
Because people don't never technically, quote unquote, mean it that way.
Right.
But when you say stuff like that, it implies something totally different.
Which I didn't.
And people love to say, well, that's not what I meant, but that's what you said. And then the fact that you still don't understand how that was ignorant is even more of a problem.
And I really feel bad. So her name was Mimi. I don't remember her last name. But Mimi, if ever you come across...
Don't put her last name out.
This video...
Her whole government.
I'm so sorry. Mimi wasn't her real name. I don't remember what her real name was.
We don't need to know her real name.
Yeah, but
she will know. Because I bet you she remembers you.
I'm so sorry that I said that to you. But I just remember, and I remember the day that I said it and what outfit she had on. And it was so pretty. She had on a pair of red pants and she had on this shirt that was multicolored with red in it. And it was just such a perfect match. The red, even though it was multicolored, that red in that shirt was a perfect match to them pants. And I just thought it was so pretty. And I used to always just say she just dressed so nicely. But I hate that day I said to be a tall person.
Yeah, because then that implies tall people don't dress nice.
That was
and she's the one exception.
So I hate that I said that. My apologies.
It's okay. You go and you learn.
So that was over 30 years ago. Or at least 30 years ago. Because at the time where I worked, that's about the age that I was. So I apologize wholeheartedly for saying that to her. So do you feel as though...
Wait, so are we not going to talk about Terrell? What's his name?
Oh, you can, yeah. Do you want to comment on his comment?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I do. I understand what he means. Like, why would I want to date a community who don't find me... Like, I'm constantly going to somebody... They don't find me attractive. But, well, he's saying, because I was going to say I can relate. I was going to say I felt the same way, but that never deterred me from liking black men. But,
so it was only black men that said to you, you're cute for a dark-skinned person? Yeah. It was only boys that said it, not girls?
No.
Okay.
Mine was black men.
Boys at the time?
Yeah, boys. But where him and I differ, and this is not me being cocky at all, people actually find me attractive. So I can't, but he was saying people don't, black women don't. But I don't believe every black woman don't find him attractive. Like, there is black women out there that find that man attractive.
There probably are, but he's saying the people that he ran into. So my thing is,
but you can't say black women don't find me attractive. Just the black woman you ran into.
Correct. This is why I'm saying we can't judge him for what he said. This was his experience and his truth.
I'm not judging him, but
I can understand what he's saying. He could be saying that he had so many people not want to date him. Why would he now approach that type of person. So it's like,
I get it, but
yeah.
you can't let. It's like when people get cheated on. Now they think
Right.
like everybody's not going to cheat on you, and it sucks that happened to you. But you can't keep living life thinking that everybody's going to be that way towards you, especially when you're targeting a certain group. Like every black woman on this whole, granted, I don't really know what the man looks like. I did listen to the clip, but he had like sunglasses on. But he didn't seem like an ugly guy.
He's not. I think he's very attractive.
So I just don't like that he categorized black women, and I think that's where people don't appreciate what he's saying, because he's just saying, well, black women don't find me attractive. When in reality, it's just the black women he's come across that don't find him attractive.
Right.
But now to me, since he's saying he only dates white women, he's okay. He looks different, but that picture, no, this man is cute. So I don't believe it. Then I don't believe it, y'all. That is an attractive man. Look him up, please.
Terrell Owens.
He got a thick neck though.
Yeah,
it's big.
I've always thought he was attractive.
Oh, he played for the Eagles?
Yeah, he's played for.
So then I really don't. Okay, that's me being rude.
Yeah,
I still don't believe that all black women don't find him attractive. But I don't think it's fair for him to just now shun out black women because the few that he encountered don't find him attractive. Me personally, I'm definitely one of those people. I don't like when you go against your own race. I'm a little pro-black. Just a little. Not like crazy, but I'm def pro-black. And I just feel like when people say, oh, if you're a black person saying you don't date black people, that is weird to me. That is very weird to me, because it's rooted in something. He is claiming he does not date black women because it's rooted in trauma for him. So it's not like, that just doesn't make sense. How can you not like your own race? It doesn't make sense to me. It literally does not make sense.
But then I think you have to be careful of your words. I don't think he's saying he doesn't like his race. He just doesn't want to date someone in his race. That doesn't say he
doesn't. Meant. Like, you don't like them like on that type of level. Yeah, that doesn't make. I don't get how people think like that.
Yeah, we should have had some of our family members in on this conversation.
No, we shouldn't have. This is gonna make me mad, probably.
But that's when you agree to disagree.
There is no agree to
disagree. Because
you
can't judge somebody on how they feel and their experiences.
Yes, but at the same time, that does not mean it's not ignorant. So let's get into the whole preference thing. Because people love to claim, well, that's just my preference.
Right.
The definition of a like me, let's take me for example. If I'm being real, I prefer brown skin or dark skinned men, right? Black men. But have I dated light skinned people in the past? That's what it means to have a preference. You can prefer something, but that does not mean you now exclude the rest.
Correct.
So people are like, oh, well, my preference is white women, but they will legit not even acknowledge a black woman. Gotcha. That's not a preference. At that point, you are rude and ignorant. There's two different things. And then y'all want to say, well, black women do this, black women do that. All black people are not the same. There are different black people from all walks of life. That pisses me off, especially since I have been one who I know I have probably not been talked to or dated to or whatever or dated with because of the color of my skin, because I'm dark skinned. You're childish, point blank, period. And that if you really realize that, it really only happens in our community. What white man is going around saying he don't date white women? Please. Now, granted, some white men have fetishes. But you really about to sit and tell me that they walk around saying stuff like that? No, they don't. You
don't think there's not one white person out there that could say that?
They probably would, but I'm saying, do you hear it as much as these black men say it? And I don't want this to become a black man versus black woman thing, because I hate that. I hate the whole men versus women debate in general. But we're not about to sit here and act like that this is not a thing. And that's what pisses me off about it, because they try to say, well, y'all women do this. First of all, because it's not all black men. Let me put that out there before I say what I say.
Right.
It's not all black men. But then they'll come at us too and be like, well, y'all black women do this and y'all black women do that. But it's not every black woman.
First of all, I hate y'all. I hate when people characterize.
Yeah, don't put me in that category.
You can't.
Because who said that applied to me? That. Because now with him, he's saying, well, black women don't find me attractive. Sir, I find you attractive. And I'm a black woman. So what are you talking about? That's why you can't say stuff like that.
It's just the people in his circle don't do it. So here's a question I have.
But
you said about dating a white man. Have you ever thought, you say now that you've never dated a white man, have you always felt that way?
I don't know, because I used to have crushes on like white celebrities.
Mm-hmm.
But like even now, like my friends would be like, oh, what's a white celebrity that you find really attractive?
Mm-hmm.
Like that you would actually like date. And like there's definitely cute white men, but I cannot see myself like, I just can't, like, I'm not even like sexually attracted to white men.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all are cute. Some of y'all are real cute. But I don't know. It could also be me knowing that like a lot of people are still racist and I'm dark skinned. So I would feel like they would still have a secret vendetta on me. Because then I'll be seeing a lot of stories. It'll be a white man with a black woman and he's like low-key planning to kill her. But he got into a relationship with her.
Jesus.
But honestly though, all in all, like for real, I'm just really not that attracted to them. Like beyond the looks.
So I used to think that I could date a white person. I used to always say it's not that I wouldn't date a white person. I just haven't met one that I wanted to date.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, because white men also don't approach me either.
Since George Floyd, I can't date a white person.
Well, that's the main reason why. Like
because
the cultural
there's
differences.
No way that you would ever be able to understand how I feel about that situation.
I mean, but you don't have to be with some, because that's same for like.
I don't think I could.
No, I couldn't either. But I'm saying
Since George Floyd.
You don't have to, just because he can't understand him, he can't be with you.
I don't think.
Well, he can understand, he just can't relate.
Yeah. And I don't think.
I need somebody who can relate.
If I am one day sitting here
I just feel like it's
not. I just wouldn't even want you to have a conversation with me about George Floyd.
Because it won't seem genuine.
Yeah. And as much as it probably could be, I just would never feel it. Mm-hmm. So I don't think I could because of that reason.
Yeah.
But prior to George Floyd, I think I could have. But now, I don't think I could.
That's interesting because I didn't know that. Because I definitely knew you said you could date a white man, but I didn't know you now feel opposite. Yeah, yeah. I'm just. And the whole but I was just saying, even before we get into all the real stuff, I just can't get past your looks. Like you're cute, but not cute enough to where I'm like, wow, I'm just so in love with you.
But I think it's just because you just haven't seen it yet. That's what I think.
I've seen plenty of white men.
In your circle, but you have this 48 other states in America.
We are in the age of social media. I've seen plenty of white men. But these black men, let me tell you, y'all are fine. Mm-hmm. And I don't even understand like when like black men or just anybody, because I know it happens in other communities. Even though I said I feel like it happens in ours the most, which I still am going to stand by that. I know like whatever race you are, how can you just not say that your race,
embrace your race?
Yeah, like that just makes no sense to me. And then like people will purposefully have kids with a certain person who looks a certain way so that their kid doesn't come out looking a certain color. Like,
but I think there's layers to, there could be the way you were raised, your environment that you're in, all of that. So I think
that's the problem.
What?
It's all rooted from stuff.
Yes.
But that doesn't make it okay. That's the whole thing.
It doesn't, but it just makes it your experience.
Yeah, that's your experience, but now you have to recognize I'm being ignorant. Like, he was ignorant for saying black women don't find him attractive, because technically that's not true. All black women, because that categorizes all black women is what I'm saying.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, you can't categorize all black women. What I'm saying is, but you can only speak from your environment and your area and your community and your neighborhood.
But at some point you're going to have to realize that it's bigger than that. Like, just because that's like somebody, it doesn't make it okay because you got beat growing up that now you're abusing the heck out of your child. That makes it okay because that was your experience? Yeah. No, it doesn't. Mm-hmm. So of course that's like, I didn't let the black men who made comments to me now say stop me from liking black men. I love y'all down. I would never switch up. So what's the reason? Like, what's going on? Like, I understand, but I just feel like at a certain point in your life, you need to recognize what the real issue is here. I think I ate that up.
Yeah, it's different.
Because then it even goes so down to I get different attention based on how my hair looks. how much? I bet you I'm about to get a lot of men coming at me.
That's
with
a
this
fact.
weave in my head.
With fake hair versus natural hair, I agree with that.
Although
and then also, I'm sorry. I then also didn't come to the other side of the equation with that comment.
What?
Apparently, Whoopi Goldberg has felt the same way
about black men.
That black men never found her attractive, and that's why she dated a lot of white men.
It's valid, but like all black men, there's a black man out there that finds her attractive.
But that's what I'm saying.
But, okay, so I really do get it though. Like if that's all you came across,
right,
and that's all you know,
right,
it's going to change your perception of reality. I get it, but I just think as you get older and you grow and evolve as you should be, you should realize like, okay, maybe there. And granted, he could, and I'm not, because also. I may sound like I have a problem with interracial dating, but I don't. I don't think I could do it, but I don't like get mad when it depends on the reasoning. Number one, because a lot of people do it out of spite. But if you genuinely are happy as a black man with a white woman, great, love that for you. But I just want it to be real. Like, I don't want you to be with this white woman because you're afraid that your child is going to come out dark-skinned and the world is going to hate her or some weird thing, or you have a fetish for white women, or, like, especially when your mom is dark-skinned. Like, be real. How can you hate somebody who look like your mom? Let me not say hate, but how can you say, like, oh, I don't really date black women? Like, if my child, man or woman, came out and told me, no, specifically, I mean, either way, but like, it would make me feel that way if my son was like, I don't like black women. Well, what did you come from? Because if it wasn't for this black woman, you wouldn't be here.
I wonder how that will play out with the conversation in our family.
So how can you say you don't like black women when you come from one? So is it that you don't like black women or you don't like dark-skinned women? And you prefer somebody who is lighter or who looks more racially ambiguous? What's the real one? You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. I don't know. It's all about personal experiences and your traumas and your triggers,
but colorism is not
your
okay.
Daily life and all of that. But I just wanted to hear your.
You can still chime in, even though you don't feel like you experienced it. Or if you feel like you experienced it, because although you're not dark skinned, like, well, I don't know. I guess because I definitely believe even light skinned women encounter a lot of remarks against them, like, oh, you look like a white girl, or blah blah blah. But at the end of the day, you're still favored over the darker skinned person.
Well, again, I don't consider myself light skinned.
No, say you're lighter.
So I've never had any experiences about that. The shade of them.
No, but even if you've seen it happen like to other people.
Oh,
like I'm saying, you can still give your opinion on it, even though you don't think it happened to you.
I've never experienced it myself. I don't think anyone that I've ever been friends with or acquaintances with in my life, the only time I hear about it is from my mother and the experiences that she's going through being a light-skinned woman. Now, I've had I don't know if this, no, I don't think colorism goes into that. Because, I've been the only black in a lot of places that I've worked.
That's racism.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying.
That's
so that's
colorism.
Different. But no, I can't say that I've ever had any kind of experience
with colorism.
No.
Girls do
that
it
too, I know of. Now they've said it behind my
yeah.
I don't.
But girls do it too. Like they'll only be friends with certain girls who wear a certain like skin color. So.
Because even like on my block when I was growing up, we were all different shades.
I've always had
and again,
shades of
I
friends.
don't think it's never been brought to. And again, I don't know. Growing up, these weren't topics of conversation. Like colorism wasn't a thing, and that wasn't a thing. It wasn't.
Well, it was a thing, but I get what you mean.
It wasn't prevalent.
Like nobody was really
talking about it. Yeah, because it didn't seem to care. Not care, but it wasn't a thing. Yeah. So.
Excuse me. Because even when I was in middle school, we didn't call it colorism. But middle school is when like the whole team light skin versus team dark skin became a thing. So I think that's why I encountered my experiences in middle school, because that's when that was happening. But like on Twitter, it was like a whole thing. It was like basically people making like funny tweets, but it was supposed to be like, if you're a light skinned man, you're more soft, you're not as tough. But if you're a dark skinned man, you're more tough, more girls want you. And it was the opposite for the black woman if you're.
And maybe I should say that it's not that it wasn't a thing. Maybe it was a thing, just in the environments that I was in, it wasn't a thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it could have been a thing. It just wasn't where I lived and who I was around. Or maybe
you didn't pay attention because
the only time
lighter
I can specifically remember.
Like, I bet you Auntie Net could say she experienced colorism back in the day.
That's what I'm saying. It could be.
So I'm saying it was a thing, but since it doesn't really, I don't want to say it doesn't affect you, but like.
But I never even heard them talking about it.
Because you probably didn't talk about it, but I bet you she could sit here and tell you.
I see. Yeah, that would be interesting. The first time that I can say that I ever really heard it or colorism. Saw it or anything like that is when I got to college and the sororities. Because one sorority was considered, they only take the light-skinned girls.
I'm not speaking on that.
No, I'm not. And the other sorority took this color girl, and the other sorority only took those color girls.
I mean, there's definitely stereotypes within sororities and fraternities.
So I would say once I got to college, it's probably when it became
like prevalent,
noticeable, and I was aware of it and different things like that.
Gotcha.
To actually say, wow, that's a thing?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it was like that when I got to college. I can't say I noticed it before then. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting. So, yeah, I just heard that earlier, I don't know, a week or so ago. And then I pulled it up today, and apparently there's a lot of people talking about it. So I was like, let's just see, I just wanted to, because you've had the experience, so just wanted to hear,
Yeah.
So,
at the end of the day, they just envy us.
At the end of the day, I say love who you love.
Yeah.
And what you choose to do is your business.
Just don't do things out of spite.
Right.
That's what I don't like. Like, love, like you said, love who you love.
Love who you love.
But don't love her because you hate her. You get
right.
what I mean? Like,
and sometimes if that's all you're...
Don't love him because you hate him, because a lot of people are like, why you only talk about the men?
Because then the other piece I want to, like, what I thought about is with him saying, I'm only... that black people don't want to date me. Maybe you need to change your environment.
Hello. Who are your friends dating? Are they also dating white women?
Environment.
Because I bet you they are.
Change your environment. Get a new hobby. Get a new thing to do.
To say
play tennis in a different area.
A whole
right.
species does not like you is not true. Like, it's just not true.
Yeah.
Maybe when he was younger, yes, he was maybe not have been... Like, I don't know what he looked like when he was younger, if I would have found him attractive when he was younger. Mm-hmm. But there was a black girl out there who found you attractive back then. I just know it. At least one.
There had to be at least one.
There was one.
Yeah, so...
But at the end of the day, I ain't never gonna switch up.
At the end of the day, this is a beautiful black woman right here that I gave birth to.
I'm at the point in my life where I know that. Like, thank you. But like, if you call me ugly, you're lying.
Your parents produced a great looking child.
No, that sounded cocky. Because I know everybody don't find me attractive. And I be looking crazy sometimes.
We all do. That's me having this hat on today. It is what it is. But I'm a hat wearer, so it's not anything. I just didn't feel like doing my hair today.
Yeah, it's just one of those days.
And it's just hat season.
Yeah.
It's hat season. So that's all, y'all. So,
like she said, love who you love.
Mm-hmm.
Don't be a colorist. Don't be racist if you're white.
Just love.
Watching this.
Love everybody.
Don't love her, because I don't love everybody. But just be kind.
Be kind.
Be nice. And you still should be...
Be patient.
What's the word I'm thinking of? Like, cognizant of people's experiences.
Change your life.
Like, although things can be rooted in ignorance, you still have to understand that it doesn't just come from nowhere, but still hold people accountable. That's what I was trying to get across this whole time. Still hold people accountable. Mm-hmm. Just because Like, you know, yeah. I hope that makes sense. And don't hate me, because I really am pro-black. As I should be. The heck? I ain't black. Why shouldn't I be pro-black?
Pro-black, yes. Love, love, love. All right, y'all. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. And until next time, bye.